Igor Stravinsky wrote a fascinating piece called the Pulcinella Suite. This piece is for chamber orchestra, and it involves a solo quintet of strings accompanied by a larger mass of players. In the seventh movement, titled Vivo, he gives the double bass a solo part, but it's really more of a duet with trombone. And the trombone is capable of playing much louder than the double bass, and therefore we have to play our maximum volume just to be in competition with the trombone player. This piece is full of our articulations and effects and requires fast, short playing and a lot of interesting left-hand technique. So here is the Vivo from Pulcinella Suite. Let's talk a little bit about the technique and musical concepts in this piece. Of course, one could play the first two notes F, C across the string, but you don't get the same tone color when you do that. You'll see in Beethoven 9, this same figure comes in the recitative. And there I advocate doing both notes on the G string as well. In the second bar, you have 2 32nds and a 16th, and then another one, and they're separated by 8th note rests. So you have to make sure that your F is short enough to allow for the rest. When we get to the theme, each one of those notes has an accent. It's written triple forte, which is Stravinsky's loudest dynamic. And here you are playing with the trombone, so it's important to try to at least match their volume. So here's the fingering I suggest, which is 4, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 2, shift, shift, open, and that last note I played is a dotted quarter note, but when the theme comes back the next time, it's only an 8th note. So that's an important distinction to make in auditions. All these notes have accents, and I like to kind of go back and forth with the bow this way. So your up bows have to be just as strong as your down bows. Not, but so that you really can't tell the difference between the downs and ups. When we get to rehearsal number 7, there's an interesting marking. I don't know if it exists in any other piece, but you have to do a glissando, which is this. And that goes against everything we're normally taught to do. The notes are these. But he asks for a glissando, and I'm sure he's intending for us to try to replicate what a trombone does when they slide. So it's, and I like using my fourth finger, but you could use just about any finger to do it. The only thing is it has to be in time. So after you do, that has to fall within the 1-2-1-2 pattern. The next hardest thing to do is this scale that goes up to a high C. And for that, I do this fingering. 1, 4, 1. And if you just practice that enough slowly, you'll get it. Then we have, again, 2 30-seconds and a 16th. And it's important that you don't hang over like that, but then at rehearsal number 9 is a passage that, for whatever reason, it seems to be very difficult for people to learn. It's a grace note, followed by 2 30-second notes, followed by a dotted 16th note. So you have, and this is the articulation that he writes. And you just have to do it very quickly. And there are quarter note rests following each one of those. Then, usually this is done up, down. I like the way it feels when you do down, up. Then the next one, again, down, up. Then the theme comes back, and the next passage at rehearsal number 11 is different from any of the other music in this solo. That B has an accent on it, and I'm trying to do that. Oftentimes, this is done across the string. And that's okay. I like the sound of then up. And those are all articulated notes. So and then finally at the end, we have this pattern. And you can finger that a number of different ways. All of them work. They don't all have to start up bow. It's very natural to do it just as it comes. And finally, the last 3 bars usually are bowed this way. I don't like the way this feels. It feels a little uncontrolled to me, so I do this. It's unconventional, but it works for me anyway. And in tempo.